Children, in your previous class, you heard about the speech that a Canadian girl of 12 years called Seven Suzuki gave to the participants at the 1992 Earth Summit. Now, what is Earth Summit? Earth Summit was an important conference which took place in Rio, Brazil. The aim of the conference was to bring countries together to ensure that economic development would not endanger the planet. Now, through her speech, she is addressing to ECO, the Environmental Children's Organization. She says that she and her three friends, they are Vanessa Suti, Morgan Geisler, Michael Quick. They raised money to go over there, traveling 5,000 miles to tell the people who have gathered there, the adults, that they must change their ways. She also said that she was fighting for her future. For her, losing future is not like losing an election or a new points in the stock market. She was there to speak for all generations to come. She also said that she was there to speak on behalf of the starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. Also to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. And also, she said that she was afraid to go out in the sun because of the holes in the ozone layer. And also afraid to breathe the air because she did not know what chemicals were present in it. I used to go fishing in Vancouver, my home, with my dad until just a few years ago we found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear of animals and plants going extinct every day, vanishing forever. So through this paragraph, she said that when she was at home with her father, she used to go for fishing. And she had found that the fish were full of cancers. And she also hears that the plants and animals are becoming extinct every day, which means vanishing forever. In my life, I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. So through this para, she says that she had dreamt of seeing a big number of wild animals, jungles and rainforest, which is full of birds and butterflies. But now she fears that her children may not be able to see those animals or rainforest or other things that exist in the forest, because she fears that the forest cover would be completely destroyed by the human beings and nothing would be there to see. Let's move to the next line. Did you have to worry about these things when you were my age? So she's asking the adults who had gathered there in the Earth Summit this question, whether they had to worry about these things, about rainforest or losing of jungles or animals when they were young, of her age. All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I am only a child and I don't have all the solutions, but I want to realize neither do you. So she says that these things are happening before our eyes, which means the forest cover is getting destroyed or is getting finished, and the animals and birds and other insects are getting becoming extinct. So these things are happening before our eyes and we don't have any solutions. So she says that she wants everyone to realize that these things are happening. These animals are becoming extinct and forest cover is being removed, all those. You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring the salmon back up a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. Now she is actually telling the others who had gathered there that if you don't know how to bring a salmon back up a dead stream, or how to heal the ozone holes, or how to repair the ozone holes, or if you don't know how to bring back the forest which is lost, which has become now desert, if you don't know how to bring it back, how to fix it, then please stop breaking it, please stop destroying it. That was her advice to the people who had gathered there. Here, you may be delegates of your governments, business people, organizers, reporters, or politicians, but really you are mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, and all of you are someone's child. So here she says that you may be having or holding different professions in your life, but you are really mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, and at least someone's child. I am only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family. 5 billion strong, in fact 30 million species strong, and borders and governments will never change that. I am only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world together towards one single goal. So here she says that she is only a child, but still she knows that the whole world is hers, and it was her responsibility to take care of the whole world, including the species, the different species that are inside the world. And she also says that there should be only one goal, that is to save the world. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid of telling the world how I feel. In my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, and yet northern countries will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to share. We are afraid to let go of some of our wealth. So here she says that though she is angry, but she is not blind of anger, and in her fear, she is not afraid of telling the truth, or telling what she feels. And she says about her country that in her country they make lots of waste. They buy and throw away. And yet northern countries will not share with the needy. So they buy and throw away, but they will never share what they have with others, with the poor ones, the needy or the poor. Even when they have more than enough, they are afraid to share, because they are afraid to let go of their wealth. In Canada, we live the privileged life with plenty of food, water and shelter. We have watches, bicycles, computers and television sets. The list could go on for 2 days. So she says that in Canada, they are living a very good life. They have all the comforts like plenty of food, water, house to live in, watches, bicycles, computers, television sets, etc. And the list could extend for 2 days at least, which means to show that they have all the comfort. They had all the comfort in Canada. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent time with some children living on the streets. This is what one child told us. I wish I were rich, and if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicine, shelter, and love and affection. So here she recalls meeting some children who lived in the streets. So one of them told that if that child were to be a rich person, that child would provide the street children food, clothes, medicines, and all the necessities, and as well as love and affection. So she was shocked to hear that from a street child. If a child on the street who has nothing is willing to share, why are we, who have everything, still so greedy? So now she asked a question to us. If a child who has nothing who lives or who wanders through the street can share, has the desire to share what he or she has, then why not they who belong to those countries which have everything become so greedy and find difficult to share? I can't stop thinking that these are children of my own age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born, that I could be one of those children living in the favelas of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, or a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. So she says that she couldn't stop thinking about that these children, those who live in the street, are of her own age, and that it makes a big difference where you are born. No? The country that you are born, it makes a difference. That she could be one of those children living in the favelas, means slum areas of Rio. She could be a child starving in Somalia, or a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. I am only a child, yet I know that if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty and finding treaties, what a wonderful place this earth would be. So she again claims that she, only being a child, she has got a lot of wisdom. She says that all the money that is spent on war and other amenities, if those money is used for saving the environment or ending poverty and finding treaties, then what a wonderful place this world would be. At school, then even in kindergarten, you teach us how to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not to be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Now she is asking to the elders and the teachers, that telling that in KGs, in the lower classes, you teach the children not to fight, to work things together, to respect others, to clean the surroundings, not to hurt others, and also to share things with others and not to be greedy. So she is asking them, if you who teach us go out and do the same thing what you are telling us not to do, then how can you expect others to, or your children or next generation to do that? Do not forget why you are attending these conferences, who you are doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of world we will grow up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything is going to be alright. It's not the end of the world, and we are doing the best we can. So here she is telling us not to forget why those, especially those adults who are attending the meeting, the conferences, the reason why they were there. And she also tells the parents not to comfort children by saying that everything is going to be alright and it's not the end of the world, things like that. But I don't think you can say to us anymore, are we even on your list of priorities? My dad always says, you are what you do, not what you say. So she is telling the parents that the parents now are unable to say or give such kind of advice to children, that no need to worry, everything is going to be alright, it's not the end of the world, things like that. So if you are able to say these things, then you should be able to keep your word too. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You grown-ups say you love us. But I challenge you, please make your actions reflect your words. Thank you. Servant Suzuki. So finally she is advising the elders that if you say something, you should keep your word. No? What you do makes, because the actions that they do makes her to shout. She also blames the grown-ups for saying that they love the children, but in fact she feels like they are not loving the next generation or the children that they have. So again she pleads them, telling that if they love the children, then there should be reflected actions.